Hi YouTube, so welcome back to Occupation Mummy. Today I would like to talk about annoying in-laws. Do you have an annoying in-law? Because I definitely do. So anyway, annoying in-law for me and my situation is this person always have an opinion about everything. Like if you say that oh, I'm gonna buy this type of bottles for my baby. Oh no, don't buy them, they're not good. And mind you, this person has done no research on the bottles or anything. Or they'll ask you questions in order to get information so that they could criticize you about it. Like if you say, oh, what are you feeding your baby today? Are you feeding them Gerber Organics? Or are you feeding them like one food I buy for my daughter is Plum Organics, from, it's like, I think Campbell's make it. Oh no, don't feed them Plum Organics, feed them Gerber Organics. And it's not because there was a recall, anything. They're just asking you information in order to criticize you. And if you do not follow what their opinion is of, sorry, I'm feeding my daughter, of what their opinion is of what you need to feed or not feed that child, then you're automatically a bad parent. Like for instance, one thing that was like really a big deal for me was putting cereal in my daughter's milk. And I did research to it, and there was no reason for me to put cereal in it, and the doctor advised me not to put cereal in her milk, mind you. And then I also spoke with a nutritionist who also advised me to not put cereal in her milk because many kids were having ear infections due to that. And I understand that's like a long time practice of putting Abby stop of putting cereal in babies' milks. But if there's no research out there that says don't put cereal in your baby's milk because they have found that this and that, there's like bad things that can come of it, what's the big deal of putting cereal in your baby's milk? Because spoon feed them cereal or something. So I basically got criticized, harassed every day. This person called everyone and talked shit about me and said that I was a bad parent. Went as far as saying that I was starving my child because I wouldn't put cereal in her milk. While me and my daughter's pediatrician, like, I tell her everything. Like if there is like any questions that I have, or before I start anything new with my daughter, for instance, when I want to start her on solids, I called the pediatrician, I spoke with her, I went in and we discussed, starting solids, because yeah, I am a new mom and I want to provide the best for my child. I'm not gonna do something that someone tells me to do just because they think that they know. And the reason that I trust my daughter's pediatrician is that because she's been a pediatrician for almost 50 years now. She has 3 children of her own. So that's many years of experience. Not because she's a mother, but mostly because she is a doctor, And I'm not saying that all doctors are, correct, but I just trust her opinion more than someone who just had children. Like she went to medical school and studied to be a pediatrician. So her opinion is more valid. But of course, with everything that I am told, I will also do my own research. And if I find something against it, I will, speak to her about it as well. So, another thing too that, and then this annoying in-law has done or is continuing to do is make you feel like your child is their child. Like for instance, it came to a point where me and my husband, wouldn't pick up our phones because if we took my daughter anywhere, oh, why are you taking her out? That you can get into car accidents, God forbid. Like that can happen. That doesn't mean that I have to not expose my daughter to anything because, God forbid we get into a car accident. And that person will also call other people and talk shit as well as, oh, you're not doing what you need to do for your child, you're exposing her to cars. And I'm like, but if she has to go to a doctor's appointment, what am I supposed to do? Not take her because she also has to go in a car? Or if I needed to, it even got to the point where, what time did I bathe my daughter? If I bathe my daughter at night, oh no, it's too late to bathe her. You're not supposed to bathe her at night. If I bathe her in the morning, oh no, it's too early for you to bathe her in the morning. You're not supposed to do that. Or if I bathe her, like it was just like so the most minuscule thing. It became a problem. Yum yum. Ow. Yum yum, mama. No, girl. I'm sorry. She's a little fussy. The most minuscule thing would also be like a problem for me to do, which doesn't like make any sense to me. And then another thing too is also wanting to come over every day. You cannot come over before work, after work, before you go to school. And also call me several times. I mean, not to school, before you go to sleep. And then call me also several times throughout the day saying that, oh, let me see her. Like on FaceTime. Oh, let me talk to her and things like that. First of all, she's an infant. She cannot speak yet. And second of all, that just made me feel as if I was like a babysitter more than her mother. So my thing is how to deal with someone like that is just to cut them out. Like, you don't need someone like that in your life. Like, keep them at a distance, because being a mom is already stressful. You don't need someone like that in your space, in your bubble, like making you feel some type of way, like about, you know, your parenting skills, or, you know, being a mom and things like that. Like, you don't need that in your space. And it took me a while to realize, because I spoke with my daughter's pediatrician constantly, like, oh my gosh, like, am I doing this right, or what's going on? And finally she told me, you know what, you're a good mom. I can see that your daughter's happy, your daughter's healthy, thank God, and she's doing fine. So if you have someone talking in your ear and things like that, just tell them, you know how to raise children from like 25, 26 years ago. Things have changed. So what you think is the best is not what research says is the best now. Just because you did it doesn't mean that things are continuing to be done that way. And then she said, I cannot, you know, call her and tell her basically, you know, to leave you alone or anything, but I'm just letting you know. You could let her know that you're doing great. Like, it's fine. And it's strange that it took her, you know, to basically tell me that, for me to be like, you know what, I need to cut this person out of my life. Because why is it that I'm so stressed that I have to, you know, constantly look towards somebody else for gratification of what I'm doing for my daughter or with my daughter? Because my daughter is well taken care of, because she is my life. That's all I'm focused on, is my daughter, my daughter, my daughter. So I'm just like, you know, the purpose of me making that video is not to be afraid to like put people in their place when they're trying to you know, make you feel bad about the way you parent, about how you know, are with your child. I mean, as long as you're not hurting your child, you're not causing them any pain or distress, you're doing fine. If your child is happy, healthy, eating correctly, you know, is clean, has a clean environment to live in, then it's fine. It's fine. You're doing okay. And as a new mom, I have learned to have more faith in myself that I am doing. I'm doing a great job as a mom, you know, and you are doing a great job as a mom too. And if there's any, you know, questions that you have about child ringing and so forth, don't be afraid to call your pediatrician. They're actually very helpful. Like, as much as I called my pediatrician's office, I would have thought that they would be like, excuse me, ma'am, don't come back here ever again. Like, I really did. But I didn't care. I'm like, okay, if they're not willing to help me with the questions that I have, then maybe I just, you know, will go somewhere else. But they're completely fine with it. Like, they'll answer your questions. And if you have any, you know, questions about eating and so forth, contact a nutritionist. And if you cannot contact a nutritionist through your insurance, contact a nutritionist through, you know, the food that you're feeding your baby. Like, for instance, Gerber has nutritionists that you can speak with. You can actually call their line and speak with one of their nutritionists. And I'm sure Plum Organic has something too. Anything that's baby related, they're always going to have someone there that you could speak to if you have any concerns about anything. Like, for instance, I called Gerber about a question that I had where their bananas came from, because I saw this crazy, like, scary story online. And they answered all of my questions, and I was fine. You know, they put my mind at ease. I know where their food come from, where they grow their things, when it's in season in the States, when it's not in season in the States. Like, it'll be fine. You're fine. Like, check with the professionals, what I'm trying to say. Don't check with someone just because they have children. They think that they're an expert in anything. Check with the professionals and see what they say. Because a lot of the advice, actually I can say a lot, I'll say all, because I have not gotten one single thing that was of use or that was correct from this person that has been doing all this mess. All of the advice that I got from this person came out to be wrong when I spoke to my pediatrician, when I spoke to a nutritionist, and when I spoke to basically other health professionals that would be knowledgeable about these things. All of their advice came to be wrong. And because of their advice also, I also lost a lot of money. Like a lot of money that I spent through buying different type of bottles because my daughter had gas and so forth and so forth. So just trust yourself, and your pediatrician should be your best friend from now on if you have a child. So thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe. If you have any stories about, you know, cycle in-laws and so forth and so forth, you know, comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe as always. Thank you for watching. Bye.